Indeed, God is present here and now. And in that awareness, let us pray. Father, Mother, God, we give thanks for this opportunity to open the awareness of your love, feeling your love, moving through us into this moment, illuminating the dark corners of our consciousness, healing that which needs to be healed, lifting that which needs to be lifted, transforming that which needs to be transformed here in this moment. Here in this moment, your love miraculously moves us into the awareness of your presence. And for that we give thanks. And so it is that together we say, Amen. Well, thank you for your patience this morning. Been an interesting morning, and I'm trying to survive. How about you? Safe on the streets of your mind. Boy, this week has been all about terrorism, right? I mean, it's terrorism here and terrorism there, and the news is filled with terrorism. We have the refugees that are trying to get away from that carnage, and we have people saying, no, you can't do that. You can't come here because we're a Christian nation, and that, of course, means that only Christians are allowed in. Apparently, I don't know. I'm confused, but when I look at the teachings of Jesus and I see this, the righteous will answer him, Lord, when was it that, oops, there we go. When the Son of Man comes into his glory and all the angels with him, then he will sit on the throne of his glory. All of the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate people one from another as a shepherd separates a sheep from the goat. And he will put the sheep at his right hand and the goats at the left. Then the king will say to those at his right hand, Come, you that are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you took care of me. I was in prison, and you visited me. Then the righteous will answer him, Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry and gave you food, or thirsty and gave you something to drink? And when was it that we saw you a stranger and welcomed you, or naked and gave you clothing? And when was it that we saw you sick or in prison and visited you? And the king will answer them, Truly I tell you, just as you did it to the one of the least of these, who are members of my family, you did it to me. Then he will say to those at his left hand, You that are accursed, depart from me into the eternal fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, and you did not welcome me. Naked, and you did not give me clothing. And sick, and in prison, and you did not visit me. Then they will also answer, Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry or thirsty or stranger, or naked or sick or in prison, and did not take care of you? And then he will answer them, Truly I tell you, just as you did not do it to one of the least of these, you did not do it to me. And these will go away into eternal punishment, but the righteous into eternal life. Well, we look at this passage and we try to understand how this is a parable, of course, it's a parable, but we try to understand what is it that Jesus is trying to convey to us here. What is it that is that's coming from the wisdom of this person that we consider to be the master teacher? And why is it put in this context? Well, if we look at this and we look at what is going on in our lives, we can see that we're not really living up to this, are we? There are those that are in need and we turn away. There are those that are in prison and we don't visit. There are those that are ill and we do not offer healing. It's not about that out there, although that out there is very, very important. What is most important, though, is what's in here. What is it in our own experience, and how is it that we are turning away in our own consciousness? We see that certainly as we look at the question of the refugees and their need to have safe haven somewhere, and the countries are saying, okay, we'll take 10,000, we'll take 35,000, we'll take 50,000. And we see countries saying, well, we've had enough. We can't take you anymore because you're going to adversely affect our infrastructure or adversely affect our healthcare systems or whatever. Regardless of the impact, if we pay attention to this, we need to nonetheless open our arms. In our own consciousness, here in our own experience, where we have control of how our experience unfolds. In fact, not just our experience in the future, but we have opportunity to impact our experience right here and now. Right here and now. We often practice terrorism. We often practice terrorism because how many of you know someone that you're out to coffee with and they just can't shut up about their neighbor or their husband or their whomever, their child's teacher? The clothes that the teacher wears, or the way the teacher has her room organized, or how the neighbor is always complaining about the person across the street. When you are in the presence, if you're paying attention, you're going to be asking the question, well, I wonder what this person has to say about me when I'm not around. Well, that terrorism that we inflict on others by expressing our judgments, whatever those judgments are, we have the opportunity to say, no. I know I have a response to candidates, political candidates, that seem to be arrogant, or they seem to not know very much, or they seem to have opinions that are just as if they had landed from a far-off planet. And when I judge those candidates, what difference does it make? They're not likely to hear my ire. They're not likely to see me jump up and down in front of the TV screaming at them. They're not likely to have any impact of my negative judgments on them, right? So what difference does it make? Well, the difference it makes is it causes me to lose my connectedness. It causes me to separate myself from that other person. And when I separate myself from that other person, what I am doing is I am manufacturing a wall, and that wall is not just separating me from him, but it's also separating me from everyone else. Everyone else. Because once I build that wall, I have declared that there is a wall to build. And I have declared that there is an opportunity for differences, that there is an opportunity for separation. And so every chance I have to do that separating, I'll jump on it. I'll jump on it through my own judgments. I'll jump on it because, that's how I'm going to satisfy myself that I am better, right? That I am a little bit above. I mean, how could that guy be so arrogant to say those things, right? Or why is this person even a candidate when he obviously has no idea about the structure of the pyramids and what they were used for? I mean, don't get me started. Okay, so what is it that causes the problem? The problem is that it causes me to lose my peace of mind. It causes me to lose my sense of being one with the all that is all. It causes me to step back and say, no, I'm not part of that. No, that's not, I'm not going to do that. No, that's not acceptable to me. Those things are those judgments where I say that that is not appropriate for someone else are different than the discernment when I say that is not appropriate for me. Do you see that? I can make those discernments as to what is appropriate for me, but as soon as I step outside and say that's not appropriate for that person, then I have executed judgment, and that judgment separates me from him. Well, as we look at this passage from Jesus in Matthew 7, do not judge so that you may not be judged. For with judgment you make, you will be judged, and the measure you give will be the measure you get. Why do you see the speck in your neighbor's eye, but do not notice the log in your own? Or how is it you say of your neighbor, let me take the speck out of your eye, while the log is in your own eye? You hypocrite, first take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your neighbor's eye. He's not suggesting, this passage is not suggesting that we become ophthalmologists. This passage is not suggesting that we fix someone else's eye. Now, I know I've been called upon to take an eyelash out of my wife's eye. I mean, I can do that. I can be very gentle and do that. But that's not what this is about. This is about removing the terrorist activities of yourself. Let go of that terrorism. One of my cohorts in ministry, turns out she took a Lessons in Truth from me when she was 19 or 20 years old. So I claim that she is I claim that she is in ministry because of me. Of course I would claim that, right? Okay, so this person went into ministry, and she practiced ministry back in Morristown, New Jersey, and then moved to Unity Chapel at Unity Village. So she is the minister perhaps most exposed to the people that come in to Unity Village. Aaron McCabe is also one of my teammates on the ministerial curriculum team that I'm working with Unity Worldwide Ministries. But Erin McCabe is also a songwriter. She's a singer, and she's offered us these thoughts. This. And we are Here it is. See, these are just more opportunities for me to let go of the terrorist thoughts in my own mind. Yeah, let's not do Roberta Flack. Get right out to your Old Navy store because they've got great bargains. There it is. There it is. We have sound on?
Place of love, we generate more of that. When we come from a place of fear, we generate disconnection, we generate discord. So coming from a place of being present to that which celebrates life, that which honors each other, that which respects, is cultivating a field of consciousness that is gratitude, and that field of consciousness brings in more of what we all want on this planet, more of what we all call Thanksgiving.
Reaping and sowing my divinity. It's my path, it's my purpose, it's my claim. Living as a loving light, I'm walking my true name. It's my path, it's my purpose, it's my claim. So when you see me stop to bless me, let the words of your mouth love and caress me. Let me be safe on the streets of your mind, because there's power in your love divine.
Every day is an opportunity to get connected to the life within and to honor the life that is all around us. Every day there is an opportunity to value each other and to value each moment, to be grateful and to show up with everything that we have for the moment that we're present to, no matter what's going on in the world around us, no matter what's going on the planet.
So when I see you, I'll stop to bless you. I'll let the words of my mouth love and caress you. I will keep you safe on the streets of my mind, because there's power in my love divine. Revealing and healing through our unity. It's our path, it's our purpose, it's our claim.
So we have the opportunity to allow ourselves to let go of the judgments and instead to turn our attention to what we can be thankful for. Instead of saying, oh, this is bad, let us look at this another way and say, this is good because this is offering me an opportunity, right? This is offering me a way to change my perspective, to change the way I look upon what I previously considered bad. Now, we can look upon the situation of the refugees, and we can look upon the situation of the events in Paris, and we can look upon the situation of the lockdown that is going on right now in Belgium, because they are fearing that there's going to be another attack, another imminent attack. And we can look at that and say, oh my God, there are many reasons to be fearful. But we can also say, but wait, there's an opportunity right here, right now, to be thankful. To be thankful for this breath, to be thankful for the relationship in which I am, to be thankful for my friends, to be thankful for my family, to be thankful for all of the wonderful things that are actually happening in my life right now. I don't need to be afraid of what's in the future if I can focus on that which is right now. And that will allow us to be free to respond appropriately when some untoward event occurs. But if we're living in fear, we absolutely know that that fearful state of mind will paralyze us. Let us celebrate now. Let us celebrate all of the things that we have that we can be thankful for. So when you sit down with someone this week that has always pushed your buttons, allow that person to be an example for you of how you can practice forgiveness, how you can practice an expression of love, how you can let go of those things which have pained you in the past, because you know they are yours, right? They're yours to let go of. We can be thankful. We can be thankful. We can be thankful. We can be thankful. Remember that we can be thankful. That is up to us. Well, as we consider, for instance, this community, when we walk in the doors, how do we feel? Do you feel that you are safe in the minds of the others in this community? I know I do. Certainly I've had my disagreements with people in this community, but nonetheless, I feel safe. Disagreements do not mean that we need to be afraid. We can still feel safe. And if you don't feel safe, I suggest that you do a little bit of introspection. Do you not feel safe because you're concerned that someone's going to judge you? And if you are concerned that someone is going to judge you, are you judging? Are you setting yourself up for that feeling of insecurity? Our directory, our online directory, we have a place called the Spiritual Biography. It was just recently renamed that. But the point of that spiritual biography is to allow us to express how it is that we got here. What is our spiritual path that brought us into this moment? And when you share that with others in the community, what do you think is going to happen? They are going to invite you in. They're going to welcome you in to the streets of their mind, because they understand better how you came to this moment. So I'd like you to consider going to that online directory and expressing your path to coming to this moment. Open it up. Let yourself recount how you got here. Let yourself celebrate how you got here. And share that with others. Because that is going to do more for building community than just about anything that I can think of. Share yourself with others. And be willing to appreciate their path. We are in this together. There is no question about it. We are in this together. It is up to us to be a welcoming presence for everyone around us. And in that, appreciate the community, the family that we are. We'll have our meditation. In each moment, we have the opportunity to let go of judgment, to let go of the terrorist practices, to let go of those habits of setting ourselves apart. And it's just a matter of letting go, letting love, letting God flow in. Allowing God to fill us in our awareness. Letting love express through us. Right here, right now. No extraordinary preparation is needed. Just open our hearts. And we give thanks. As we come back into this time and space, let us come back with Alleluia.